welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day, and welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for checking the channel out and hitting that subscribe button. And if you're new to the channel and you want to hit the subscribe button, that would help me out immensely. As you all know, my name is Hank, as known as Arson's Dream on multiple social media platforms. So welcome to the channel. And this channel consists of mainly me trying to finish my 5th gen Honda Prelude build, some DIYs, hanging out with my friends and family, all that fun stuff, and to show you that hard work and determination is always rewarded, always pays off. As long as you have drive and ambition, you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. So just a brief overview of this channel to those who are new. In today's video, I finally got around to it. I don't know why it took so long. I wanted to make this video my second video when I started YouTube. So today, let's just get right into it. I will be describing the 5 things I like and dislike about my 5th gen Honda Prelude. So the first thing I absolutely love about my 5th gen and what separates my 5th gen from others is the paint. The color code name of the current paint is Raspberry Red Pearl. Was resprayed back in 2001. The OEM color, to those who are curious, is Crystal Blue Metallic, which is also a nice OEM Honda option that sometimes I wish it was still that color, but honestly, I absolutely love the Raspberry Red Pearl. At first, when I got the Prelude about 13 years ago, I wasn't a big fan of it, but the paint color has definitely grown onto me. I love the gloss and depth in the paint. And for paint being from 2001, I've done my absolute best to upkeep it. Always been garage kept. 3-stage paint corrected it a couple years ago, and until recently just did a nice ceramic coating on the whole car. And in the near future, I do plan on respraying this car the same color, as well as fix all of the dents that are in the car. A lot of people think my car's body is perfect, but it's not. There are dents here and there, and I do have a baconed quarter panel on me, of course, but it's all good. Probably sometime next year is when I'll be doing the full respray. Moving on to the second thing I love about my Honda Prelude is my air ride setup. Currently running airless 3P management, dual 444 via air compressors, 5-gallon universal air tank I got from Bag Riders. To accompany that, I am running AirTech Slim Bellows that I converted over my Function Form Type 1 strut body. I've been on air rides for about 3 years now, and I don't have a single complaint, although I do prefer the raw feeling and handling of coilovers. And what I love about the bellow setup is the bag collapses, which allows me to have more negative camber when I'm aired out. And to those who are curious and that are gonna ask me, I'm running -8 degrees in the rear aired out and -5 degrees front aired out. At my drive height, I'm about -3 and -6. And to those of you who are considering air ride, I say go for it. I would really recommend bags for more of a show car kind of stance build, even though I know some people track their bag cars and don't have an issue. Plenty of pros and cons, of course. In terms of pros, conveniency of driving very low, airing up when you need to over speed bumps and or construction zones, which a lot of that here in Tucson, Arizona. In terms of cons, there are quite a bit. I don't know, me being on air ride kind of gives me anxiety because anything can honestly happen. You can blow a bag, which if that happens, you're laying frame and it's game over. You can worry about airlines melting, which haven't happened to me personally, but happened to a couple friends of mine, and that wasn't very pretty. Also, if you're not running a stable 12 voltage, your management can turn off, which has been happening to me in the past, since I don't drive the Prelude as much as I used to, and I never had a battery pack, which I highly recommend if you are on air ride. Always have a battery pack if you don't drive your car that often. End up killing a cell in my battery for just turning my car on, letting my compressors kick on, and then turning my car back off without it charging or driving it on me. So I need to get a new battery. Air ride, very convenient, very beneficial. Hit up the boys at AirTech for all your slim bellow needs, and I would honestly hit up Airlift for your management needs. Air Force and AccuAir are really good too, but I haven't used them personally. For the third thing I like most about my Honda Prelude is my wheel and wheel fitment. These are work Rezac ones that I've rebuilt about 3 times in the course of less than a year. These are my dream wheels too. I love how the white face really complements the raspberry paint. Really brings out the color on both the face and the body of the car. And I know a lot of you are gonna ask me anyways. So, wheel specs, take out your notepad because they are in the rear 17 by 10.5 plus 2, and for the front is 17 by 10 plus 6, I believe. The front, I'm running a 6.5 inch barrel and a 3-inch lip. And since this is a sandwich style wheel, the base mounts in between the barrel and lip, so you get that extra 1/2 inch from the face. And then for the rear, just a 6.5 inch barrel and a 3.5 inch lip. And with the proper formula and measurements, body work, camber work, and toe arm work, and appropriate tire size, I was able to achieve that nice quarter panel 2-lip fitment I've always wanted to achieve when I entered the stance game. And also I'm running a 205/40 on this 10.5, running 60 pounds of PSI, which is insane. The ride quality is all right. It's still soft from the air suspension, but with the tires, it's quite rough. And I can't run a tire smaller than that because I am definitely afraid of debeating. For the front here, this is as low as I can get my car to go. I do have a little bit of a gap here, but it's sitting right there on the tire. My UCA is already hitting the shock tower when it's aired out, and I'm not a fan of cutting and or welding because I think it destroys the rigidity of the car. But MPC does make drop forks now for the 5th gen, so I think in the near future I'm gonna order a pair and see if that'll lower the body a little bit more so I can achieve better fitment up front. And to those who are curious about building wheels and what companies to hit up, I honestly recommend VR Wheels. 3-piece is all right. I've had my ups and downs with them. And also Wheels Gang, they're from Russia. Really chill dude and really trustworthy. VR, I got my barrels from 3-piece USA. I got my lips from, again, had a lot of ups and downs with them, but in the end, they took care of me. So again, the 3rd time, VR Wheels for all of your lip, barrel, and hardware needs. And if you are a continuous supporter of my channel and Instagram, if you guys remember, I built, before the Rezacs, or while I had the Rezacs, I bought another set of work wheels because I wanted to run 2 different pairs. I bought a set of work VSXXs, which I love to death. I ended up selling them to a subscriber. But I built those VSXXs for a show which I ran in the rear. I built to 17 by 11, 6.5 inch barrel and a 4.5 inch lip. I did run a 205/40 tire on it on I think about 80 pounds of pressure, which was insane. But when I aired out, my quarter panel tucked in between the lip and the tire. That was a huge accomplishment, but I highly don't recommend running Sudani Fitment if you daily your car. Some people do, and it holds up. I don't know how, but if you're running a stretch like I am, remember that tire pressure is key. My 4th most favorite part about the Prelude are the clear tail lamps, tail light. To those who are asking, this is how I bought them. I didn't modify them to be clear. I bought these brand new in the box from some dude on Facebook who was located in Florida. I am doing my best to those who keep DMing me to find them clear tails, but it is a struggle, and after 2 years, I finally got these taillights at a killer deal. I might sell these in the future. I do plan on modifying my OEM ones to LEDs and putting some cool like design, like a star or a heart, something JDM you feel. I am running all LED bulbs in each of the housings. These are incredibly bright. And also for my brake light bulb, I am running a flickering or surging bulb. So when I stomp on the brakes, the brake light surges about 6 times, more for a safety precaution. The 5th thing I like about my Honda Prelude is the interior, how clean I kept it and how mint it is. Ignore that, that's for later in the video. So the interior, how formal it is, clean, no rips, tears, no dash bubbles, no sun fade. Love my sparkler C-pillar bar. Shout out to the boys at JDM Surikawi. The Broadway mirror is a great touch. And I do like the wood grain NRG steering wheel, which I will be selling here very soon, or I might raffle off. I'll be honestly selling it for pretty cheap, maybe like 75 bucks. I have my heart and I set on a Vertex that I'll be getting in the future. The interior is almost where I want it. I do plan on buying some bright seats legit bright seats from Japan. And like I mentioned, that Vertex steering wheel, and that will complete my interior. I also do want to do the roof liner, something JDM, maybe some like cherry blossoms or something cool. I don't know, but let's go ahead and move on to a couple of things that I don't like about my 5th gen Honda Prelude and just the 5th gen in general. All right, here's where it gets juicy, no filters. The first thing I absolutely despise about my 5th gen Honda Prelude, as well as everybody else, is the automatic gearbox. I already had this rebuilt once when the Prelude was at, I think, 95 or 100K. The transmission started to slip and then grenaded on me. Had it rebuilt once, like I mentioned, and the price I paid to get it rebuilt, I could have just did the swap, but that was way before I was into cars and that I actually knew what I was driving. I was just driving the Prelude as a daily commuter. So that is the one thing I absolutely despise about my Prelude. But worry not before you throw any vulgar comments about my automatic transmission. I will be buying the new motor and doing a transmission swap next month, which I'm incredibly stoked for. I have a bunch of parts waiting: intake manifold, throttle body. My sponsor Mishimoto sent me slim shrouds and the aluminum radiator. Got a long tube PLM header, which I'm stoked to run. And I'm incredibly stoked. I should have done the swap years ago. I've invested so much money in this car that I could have done the transmission swap, no joke, at least 7 times. But priorities, I told myself I was gonna swap it out until the transmission starts to act up again, which my car is at about 206K miles now. And now the transmission is starting to give me problems. It's not slipping, but it's shifting kind of hard. I don't know, just if I just need to swap out the fluid or just drive this car more. The second thing I dislike about my Prelude, which is on me and also on other people, are the battle scars. When I was static, I did run a quick release kit, which I ended up drilling into my perfectly good quarter panel and bumper, but this doesn't matter because I will be converting it to a Type S front end, and all my bumper tabs are shot, so they're just held up by the Honda clips here. This dent hella bothers me. I got hit by a shopping cart back when I first got my job, and I watched it happen, and the customer watched it happen too and didn't say a damn word to me. But like I mentioned, body work will be done in the near future. I also got hit too right here years ago by a shopping cart. And the car looks clean, but of course the body is not perfect. There were a lot of imperfections. And my most favorite, my buckled quarter panel. The third thing I dislike about 5th gen Honda Preludes is how they are not rear wheel drive. And I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me on that. During the production of the 5th gen, Honda was in competition with the Toyota MR2 and the Nissan 240SX. So why not make it rear wheel drive? But it's honestly not that bad. It's like a guided missile when you're tracking them. And the stock suspension on the 5th gen Preludes is wonderful. And honestly, the car stock, even stock height, handles so well. The fourth thing I'm not a big fan of on my Prelude are the headlamps. When I was getting to the car scene, I always wanted angel eyes or halos. I thought that was a great touch, but just kind of growing out of them, I'd rather just have the OEM headlamps with the Morimoto shrouds converted into them. Hold on guys, I just got in a tornado warning in Tucson, Arizona. That is insane. Take shelter now. And for the fifth and final thing I dislike about my Honda Prelude is my particular H22. Honestly, a very strong and healthy motor that Honda produced. With mine in particular, it is a little bit leaky. I do have an oil pan leak, which is an easy fix. It just needs some new sealants. I think my oil cooler is leaking a little bit, but I know most of my leaks are coming from my oil pan. I did have a shop do my timing and water pump, as well as a valve lash adjustment, and they completely messed it up. Now my motor is ticking and it's annoying. My hydraulic tensioner is, I think it's the wrong one, or it's just too tight. I know it's not adjustable, so it makes this like supercharging noise. I do still take care of this motor to the best of my abilities, and I do inspire you to work on your own car so you know that the job is always done right. Fast forward, my apologies, my camera battery died, but that's going to conclude this portion of the video. Those were the 5 things I like most and dislike most about my Honda Prelude. There are a couple more things I would love to go more in depth in, but I really don't want to make this a 30-minute video. But I hope you all enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for sticking around. On a side note, I have collabed with a brand called Victorylapprints, which I'm super stoked to be working with them. They specialize in making clothing, car accessories, all that good stuff. They will be sending me a t-shirt with the Prelude digitally printed on the front, which I'm incredibly stoked on. Got to choose the color of my shirt, the background, and of course the car. But most certainly hit them up. I am glad to have this opportunity to help small brands branch out. And if you are curious about them, link in the description below. Once again, thank you all so much for your continuous love and support. So many opportunities have been opening up for me, and I truly couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you so much. Also, almost at 1,500 subscribers. I think I'm 30 away. So if you can smash that subscribe button and share the videos, that would help me out immensely. It would mean the world to me. My goal is 2K by the end of the year, and I know I can accomplish that in less than 3 months. Moving forward to the end of the year, I can't promise my consistency with videos due to work. And if you guys are curious, I'm a financial advisor for Amazon and a meat cutter for Whole Foods. So my time is going to be very consumed, especially racking up all this overtime and saving money for my next build. I cannot wait, but I want to vlog as much as I possibly can, and I really want to vlog the motor and transmission swap. Still stuck between doing it myself and vlogging it at home, taking my time with it, or sending it to a buddy's shop in which I will help him as much as I possibly can. It'll get done faster, but I want to try to vlog as much as the process as I possibly can, but everything is up in the air, so I'm just gonna play everything else by ear. But again, thank you everybody so much for your continuous love and support. If you are new to the channel and want to hit the subscribe button, that'd be awesome. And remember, aim high, drive low. We'll see you next video. Take care.